Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session on no-code automated testing for bias, fairness, and robustness of generative AI models. My name is Jessica Doucette. I'm the product manager for Pacific AI, and I'm excited to take you through a new key feature of our no-code AI model testing product. With the new regulations that have been released, in some regions and industries, it is now becoming a requirement to prove your models are ethical, accurate, and unbiased, especially in critical applications like healthcare. A way to do that is by testing the models. This process involves selecting the right model and pre-annotating your data, creating a prioritized test suite, analyzing the results, and refining the model with augmented tasks. Finally, we're going to compare outcomes to ensure continuous improvement. Today, we'll explore how organizations can achieve these goals using Pacific AI, a no-code tool that simplifies the process of testing AI models for fairness, robustness, and accuracy. This tool is built on top of the LangTest library and offers an innovative approach to AI testing that leverages the power of generative AI to create new data and retrain your model. Today, we're going to be using a real use case for our product to demonstrate how powerful and useful it can be. Our goal is to select the best model possible to analyze our data, then test it, and improve the model based on the results that we see. In this demonstration, Hospital A has a variety of documents that have already been extracted in previous steps. This includes doctor's notes and patient correspondence. We're going to import these into the product, apply our chosen model to pre-annotate our tasks to see how it performs. Once we've identified places our model could be improved, we'll generate new data and rerun the test to show the improvements our new data has allowed for. As a brief overview of the steps ahead, we're going to create a project, import tasks, download a model that we suspect is going to be a good fit, and pre-annotate the tasks with our model before we look at evaluating the test suite. Choosing a model that best fits your needs can often be a bit daunting, but we offer an online model hub that makes it easy to choose. From any page, you can navigate to our online or local model hub under the left-hand menu option. On our online model hub, there are thousands of models to choose from. Here, I filter for an NER model and search the keyword medicine, which is one of the labels attached to the model. If there's more than one model that appears, you can have a look at the accuracy benchmark data for the model. Also, if you have a Spark NLP model you want to use, you have the option to import it using the import button on the top right. Here you can see the model that I've chosen has been downloaded. With the model chosen, you can go ahead and create your project. The main project page is the main page that is seen at login. Simply clicking the new button on the top right brings us to the project creation page. You can fill in the project name here, which is mandatory, as well as some optional fields such as the description and instructions. Next, you can see where you can choose your annotation team, and that can be done at any time. So we'll breeze right past it. Here, I'm choosing a text NER project, which is an important step. The remaining customizations in the project setup will depend on your project. So we'll choose our model. We also have the option to choose our rules and our prompts here. Then we'll save our configuration. Then we'll hit next. Once we hit next, we have the option to customize our labels and do any advanced configuration settings. Please make sure you hit save at the end. After this, we'll need to add our tasks by navigating to the tasks page on the left-hand menu and then clicking on the import button. You're also able to import tasks from AWS, S3, or Azure Blob, as well as directly from your local computer. Once the project has tasks, we'll need to deploy our pre-annotation server if it wasn't done during the project creation. Bear in mind that this does take some time. While we're waiting for our pre-annotation server to run, we're going to go ahead and create a test suite from the left-hand side hub. Here you'll find it on the left-hand side. You can see test suites, and we're going to click New. You'll be able to choose a name and your model type as well. Once you have your project set up, the next step is to determine what tests are the most relevant to the model at hand for your use case. Here I choose fairness, bias, with specifics to Asian first and last names, and we've created the test suite by hitting save. To talk about some of the test types that are available through Pacific AI, I'll talk about the broader categories, and you can see on the page all of the different tests that are available. Firstly, we know that every good model is robust, so we add the robustness tests as a matter of course. These tests are designed to account for issues in the text, such as a typo, a lack of punctuation, or other concerns. Also do things like randomize age, or do semantic alterations such as slang. Adding these tests is simply good model hygiene and is useful regardless of the data source. Then, the hospital already knows that their demographic is skewed towards a specific population in their area. So they want to add additional testing to ensure their model is behaving fairly for all races. To accomplish this, they're going to select races that are minorities in their existing data. You can see through what's available, we have tests for gender bias, economic bias, race and ethnic bias, and religious bias. Fairness testing is a more holistic test that encompasses the entire pipeline to ensure that the outcomes are as expected. The hospital wants to use this to ensure that their outcomes are fair regardless of gender. We also have representation tests, which ensure there are enough cases so that all minorities have fair representation in the data. Additional test types that are available in the product already include accuracy and performance. More test types are being added continuously as they become available from LangTest. Once you've created your test suite, you can navigate to the test page from your project in order to get started. You'll see that there is a test creation wizard that you can toggle on in the top right. Here, this will simplify the process and you can choose your test suite, which we've just created, and choose the model that you want to test it on. Next, you have the option to filter by completion or by tags in order to choose which tasks will be used. Next, before you start testing, you'll want to generate your test cases, and that's as easy as just clicking the Generate Test Case button. After you've clicked Generate Test Cases, you can navigate to the Test Cases tab and see all the tests that have been created. Here, you can see that I've created a few thousand tests. Each one is unique, and this does take some minutes depending on the resources available on the server. Once you've generated your test cases and you've reviewed them, the next thing that you'll do is start testing. Once that's happened, which again does take some time, you'll be able to view all of your test results at the Test Results tab. Once you click Show Results, you'll be able to see a visual representation of each of the test types. You can toggle on the graph, which will show you a simple pass-fail ratio for each of the categories, or you have the option to drill down into each of the major categories to see which test was passed or failed individually. You can see a pass and fail count, as well as the pass rate individually for each of the tests, as well as what you configured to be the correct result in the test suite. Here you'll see a detailed report of each test and where it passed and failed. And once you've reviewed everything that you think might be necessary, you can go and have a look. Next, we'll want to import test results. No. Once you've had a look at everything you think might be necessary, we'll scroll to the top and click Improve Test Results to get started on improving our data. In this instance, the hospital is already aware that they don't have sufficient data to train the model to improve the score on racial bias, but that doesn't decrease their need for a fair model. Creating augmented tasks is possible by reviewing the existed submitted data that has been reviewed in the tasks page to create a template, and then using that template and the labels that have already been applied, we'll create a new task and this is called templatic augmentation. This is different from synthetic data because it allows us to have more control over the type of tasks that are being imported without having to design a prompt, and it decreases the amount of drift that can come from something like an LLM. Once you've clicked Improve Test Results, you'll be brought to the Generate Augmented Data page automatically, and you can see their test results and where we recommend you make improvements. Here, we'll choose the standard default increase for bias and robustness, and we'll just click Generate Augmented Data, and this will create a whole bunch of new tasks for us to import. Once the results have been generated, you'll see there's a whole bunch of new sentences that you're able to choose and have a look at. Once you select all, you'll be able to import these as new tasks. You also have the option here to tag your results so that they remain separate from the regular data that you've started your task with. You can see that here. By default, they are all tagged with augmented. Of course, if you don't want that, you can go ahead and remove that at any time. And we can navigate to the tasks page and we can see all of the new tasks that have been added. With these new tasks, we'll go ahead and re-annotate the data using our existing model. And once that's been done, we can go ahead and review the process. Here, it's nice to have a human in the loop that can go ahead and manually review these. Now that we have new tasks that have been annotated, our next step is to retrain the model. Here you can navigate to the training portion on the left-hand side. If you've already toggled on active learning, nothing further will need to be done as soon as you hit the completion count. However, you're welcome to retrain your model based on any of these new training settings and parameters. Here you'll go ahead and just hit save and start training your model. This is, again, a rather timely process depending on the server resources that are available. So we'll go ahead and let that run. Using a bit of movie magic, I'll skip ahead so that we can compare the results of our two tests. After we've retrained our model, we can retest on the same data, and you can see in the top that I've used the same hospital evaluation test suite for both. You can see our pass and failure rate has changed quite significantly, Here I'm filtering for robustness, which was one of the metrics that we improved. You can see originally we had a failure rate of 21.7%, and now we have a failure rate of 10.48%. Our passing rate has gone up equivalently. And you can see in all of the places, all of the tests where it has improved across the board. In summary, proving that your model is fair, unbiased, robust, and accurate is sometimes a legal requirement, but you can't prove that it is if you haven't tested it. Best practices are building a comprehensive, automated, versioned, reusable, and human-readable test suite. Pacific AI has created a tool to automate test generation and data augmentation that allows you to continue to use the most accurate and up-to-date model. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. My name is Jessica Doucette. I'm the product manager. I work with Pacific AI and John Snow Labs. You can find me jessica@johnsnowlabs.com, info@pacific.ai, or on LinkedIn. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.